Hello, Wojciech Pietrzak here, my OTSL game, this time a ladder one, so the winner takes it all. "90 minutes per game per player. My opponent is Yannick Monsieur from Belgium. Pardon my French literally, because I never ever felt ready to correctly pronounce any French names or words. The winner takes it all. I picked USSR because I'm higher seeded, but unlike ITSL, I don't have a draw for. Instead, in case of a draw, the playdeck result is binding, so it's USA victory in the final scoring, or in case of Wargames draw, it's the victory of the opponent of the one who triggered Wargames, as if Wargames was giving up 6.5 points. Okay, enough, and now to the hand. This is an awesome hand, actually. I won't be headlining Red Scare Perch because it's my best card to perform some coups. Instead, I'm gonna headline Captured Nazi, then Degrade Defcon, play Decal, get rid of CIA, plus Captured Nazi, not a really big deal if defected. So okay, let's go for it. Truman Doctrine, that's surprising somehow, but it's not bad, since I needed to roll a 4 cooing Italy with Red Scare Perch to be successful, but now I need a 5. This makes an important difference. Therefore, I will start with something unusual. Immediate threat of Asia domination and immediate threat of realigning Iran. Janusz Schulz recommends that the best reply to such a move is 4 to Pakistan, but he may have no force in hand, since I have 3 of them, including 2 least convenient to play as USSR, but I have 3 of them. I think after I score Asia, I just let US-Japan go, because I can't space everything. My hand is very poor if I decide to avoid playing both 4 cards. Truman defense against Italy wasn't that bad, although it removed... oh, he had a 4. A very important defensor from the deck. Okay, I think I'm gonna take the risk on Pakistan, because if he counters... oh, I rolled a 6, so if he doesn't have Indo-Pakistani war, he's unlikely to succeed. And if he counters with a coup, my decall into Asia starts being safe. The pain is I can't decall into Africa, because after playing the China card I can no longer afford getting stuck with CIA. The good thing is decall into Southeast Asia is very strong even against his play like 2 into Thailand, 1 into Indonesia, and sail 1 into Malaysia if he has nuclear test ban. Plus, if he allows me playing CIA with DEFCON 3, I may realign Iran before allowing it to trigger. Now it's 4 versus 1, so even if he coups Thailand successfully, he's not gonna make it. I know Laos, Cambodia and Indonesia are couable quite easily, but couing is not enough for him. He'd have to coup Pakistan and flip it. Impossible, literally impossible, because I rolled a 6 with a China card. So Indo-Pakistani war or direct influence placement. Good thing for him is that I have to score Asia and I have to play CIA, so I have 1. Oh, he had nuclear test ban. What a rich hands. Oh, it's 4 and he has no more force, so if I sacrifice Marshall Plan to it, I could take Burma and India, to which he may respond by taking Vietnam and Philippines. And then I may use CIA coup Indonesia first and let it trigger, and just play Asia for whatever it's worth. Or I may coup Indonesia with Fiddle now. The problem is if I go to Burma and India, his couing of Laos is just enough. I may coup Thailand, but if I fail, it is a failure. On the other hand, if I play to Burma and Vietnam and somewhere else, I still can't control any more countries. And I am vulnerable to kinda sorta waste of Vietnam revolts. Okay, let's sacrifice Asian domination, but let's give it just one more try. I rolled only a 1, but it was to some point enough. Only because I used Fiddle, not CIA. Plus he doesn't have Millops so far. So if I take his time, we are playing quite slowly, but this is a very interesting and unusual setup. And it's a 90 minutes per game, so it's 9 minutes per turn. And it's worth taking time in turn 1, because the damage done early scores more time. All the 4-up cards came on turns 1 and on turn 1. So I played the China card. Now he knows I must score Asia next turn, so he may even break Korea or so. But I got rid of CIA, and he's still not in the best position. Theory on his blog about Twilight Struggle, twilightstrategy.com, the Bible of Twilight Struggle, although somehow outdated today, wrote that Asia is most contested in the first turn and turns to be the most stable region afterwards. In modern Twilight Struggle it often isn't so, but this game is an example of a case where theory was right. So I will probably score Asia for 0. But well, he had rich hand, and unlike me, he had only convenient 4-up cards. Conveniently enough for me, I control these 4-up cards. So if I get some UN intervention and maybe the goal to take France before activating Marshall, I may end up with a very good position on the map. The downside risk of CIA was obviously an Indo-Pakistani war. If he triggers it and wins it, I'm gonna be forced to score Asia for 5 victory points on his side. But I assume that he would have triggered Indo-Pakistani war earlier had he had it. Spacing the goal now? And going with 5-year plan. Very nice result in Iraq, but I think that knowing US, Japan and Marshall are in my hands, he should have triggered 5-year plan for an event. Okay then. he has Middle East, he's gonna trigger it. But Olympic Games are safe. Well, Cambridge 5 doesn't make sense, I mean. Unless he has both scorings. Maybe it makes sense. Olympic Games. Giving up 2v2 influence for 1.25 victory points on average. Cambridge 5 giving up 2 victory points for nothing, but no downside risk, and maybe I'll get to know something about his hand. Romanian abdication would be cheaper, but doesn't make sense before independent threats. Blockade would be cheaper, but doesn't make sense as a headline. Okay, let it go with the Cambridge 5. He had this. Ooh. So he doesn't have Middle East scoring, but does he have Europe scoring? Ooh, that was crippling, and he doesn't have European scoring as well. Alright then. I can't afford losing India. No need to rush with cooing, because DEFCON is at 4, so I will have a counter. Indo-Pakistani was undefendable. He rolled a 6. Pakistan may be safe at 6, but it requires taking India, which is never safe at 6. He would have attacked India and won anyway. West Germany may be worth breaking, just to threaten taking France. Things don't look good any longer, at least as good as they used to. Yes, at least this worked. Okay, so this is a no-nonsense play. Just exchanging one battleground for another battleground before he takes both, and establishing equal Asia at least for some time, and at least until Indo-Pakistani war arrives for a second time. Now Formosan resolution may be a worthy event. So if he doesn't play the China card and I get it, I should trigger it ASAP to make him reluctant to play the China card. About blockade, I haven't seen some cards I'd like to see, like not this one. I was rather talking about socialist governments. Suez crisis and obviously de-Stalinization. Influence, but where? In France. Ooh. Okay, so you may think I have this scoring. Why not? Fully entitled to think this. First get rid of this. So maybe I will play Romanian application for an event if I desperately need a cheap country in Europe or a distal ops source. Now neither of us has enough mill-ops, and I have Laos Cambodia as not bad coup target. I don't like what Europe looks like, but without good opportunities, Europe is always rather American than Soviet, and I didn't get good opportunities so far. Marshall doesn't ostensibly change Europe, but establishes it as a region dominated by USA. Which is not what I want, since this hasn't been scored yet. Okay, let's attempt coup here. Could have rolled better. I think I'll hold Marshall. At the very worst, it's a good space race candidate, and I am going to counter his successful space race with mine, if there happens one. It's a must-win game. What does it change? Except that if I don't win it, I'm out. He's taking his time, but he's not risking overstepping the time limit so far. He keeps using no more than 9 minutes per turn, which is enough. I haven't seen some cards I'd like to see, like Nasser, socialist governments. Okay, distal would be an exaggeration, I had deco. Comecon is pointless, almost, because it's a good source of distal influence, so I could play Romanian abdication for another Laos-Cambodia coup. He doesn't have good coup targets except Indonesia, that's something good. He attempted Iran again. Not his bad idea denying me queuing Laos, Cambodia again. So Iran is the target, I guess. This time I rolled high and I really needed it. And this also shows the obvious use of Romanian abdication to Lebanon, and if he takes Lebanon, Syria is the choice. I really doubt that he takes Lebanon and Syria with the China card, although it makes him sure that I'm unable. Oh, it doesn't make him sure about anything. About my ability to dominate Middle East, because he doesn't know I don't have a playable 2, and he does know that I have Marshall Plan. I said place influence. Okay, Vietnam revolt's wasted to its full extent, because I was never able to put influence in Southeast Asia, but actually had no intention to. If I had a China card, I could start ops war for Thailand, even over-controlled, but now, yeah, pointless. As theory said, Asia is established after turn 2, provided no Indo-Paki wars and so on. Oh, it was very nice of him to put one in Egypt first, although Middle East, of course, scores in my favor. I hadn't seen defectors, and now it's... He knows I have bot scorings, and he knows I have socialist governance, and I know he has defectors. So I may either trigger Europe scoring, or hoping for defectors, or trigger socialist governments, and then trigger Europe scoring when Europe is even. But if I do the latter, I mean socialist governments and then Europe scoring, I score +1 in Europe, but I lose the battleground coup. So he gets 2 milops, I don't, so it's 4 VP swing, and I'm losing Middle East domination. This is not worth 6 VPs in Europe, because that's the difference in Europe. So I think Europe scoring, hoping for his defectors, is much better, because I will have my victory points from Middle East anyway. If defected, it's a win-win. Marshall Plan will be quite free to play, duck and cover with UN intervention. Okay, let's go for it. No, red scared. If I cool Libya and completely fail, I am still able to dominate Middle East. No, 3 in Egypt, 1 in Israel. No, I'm not. But I will try anyway, because complete fail is unlikely, and I rolled good enough. He could theoretically attack my hand with 5-year plan, hoping to draw Middle East, but this may cost him a game if he draws duck and cover. My hand is good enough not to really suffer from red scare. Of course, I will lose 5 ops, but this is a rich hand, even if burst. I'm thinking about UN intervening NATO to be able to attack Italy with brush war. And spacing duck and cover. Five in Italy is an exaggeration, as I used to say. Vulnerable to future Muslim revolution, plus gives me a quite free Sadat. Should I play into Saudi Arabia with UN intervention now? Yeah, why not? On the other hand, maybe I'd like to save socialist governments, but socialist governments can't really put a pressure on him on this map. Nah. Let's do it this way. If he breaks Syria, Jordan's still to be taken. Then scoring for 3 even if I don't dominate. Take Burma just in case. I may end up with ops and no good targets to spur them anyway, despite being purged. So not a big deal. Maybe I'll trigger socialist governments for the event just because I won't have good ops targets. So this comes first, duck and cover to space race comes then. Maybe securing India first, before duck and cover. The extra op going to the only accessible and not controlled battleground. Oh, he got decal again. Spaced, so I must counter space. Ouch, and failed, so he's gonna be able to space this out, damn it. A rare case of a very important space race roll. Of course, he wouldn't have problems with his hand management anyway, because he has the China card. Still, I don't like it. I like this more, on the other hand. And yes, Middle East has been scored, but maybe it's worth putting the two of socialist governments into Israel. I don't have any better targets anyway. And if I'm able to space Camp David, Muslim Revolution may render Middle East controlled by USSR in the long run. Yeah, I think it's worth. At the very worst, it gives some sneaky options of realigning Lebanon and Egypt. Can't complain about these rolls. He doesn't have mill-ups. He doesn't have option to make them. He has defectors at distal, so no in the Pakistani war. I guess I should have remembered he also had Arab-Israeli war. But the mid-war regions don't look promising. Now, excuse me for a moment. I am back, ready to analyze my hand, although there's nothing really worth analyzing here, because it's quite obvious how to start. Junta to Venezuela and coup of Colombia, followed by coupping Zaire with something, preferably kitchen debates. Of course, I think I'm gonna discard Africa scoring with 5-year plan anyway. One small step for an event, puppet governments into space, in the Pakistani war for an event. Oh, he's still thinking. I went off. I thought so. If with a little bit of luck I may score 2 from one small step, 2 from Indo-Pakistani war. Okay, he scores 2 now. Africa is worth 1 for him. Maybe it's worth playing 5-year plan with OAS in this case. But first things first, and these are one small step and in the Pakistani war. Ooh. Okay, never mind about that. I didn't see this coming. OAS is now really nasty. 5-year plan and Olympic Games and OAS are my influence. Sorry, operation points may be used for influence or otherwise, and not really flexible because OAS is hard to manage and 5-year plan is to be played last. In the Pakistani war, even now, no, it's not so important because Asia has been scored, but it's gonna go come back sooner or later. Damn it, maybe I should have... Okay, no, Argentina was point. Argentina and Colombia, yeah, this was better with Junta. Had he could, Argentina, I could go to Venezuela. The only good thing about this is that he may waste his time taking Americas, so OAS will be quite harmless. Boo! But at least I have mill-ups. One possible option is to bite the bullet and lose one victory point in Africa. Space 5-year plan. And save OAS, but I can space only once and puppet governments are first to space. Olympic Games. This is a card for ops. But I don't know where should I play ops now. Don't have any good targets. Therefore, Space Race is the choice now. Okay, at least this. I'm gonna see his headlines from now on. For some time, of course. I think my best bet now is to realign Panama. Damn, why does he have so much in? Venezuela. Okay, I think I'm gonna suffer Africa and suffer OAS and save 5-year plan in case South America comes. Saving 1 point in Africa is not worth suffering South America scoring. Was the most unlucky junta I've ever had. It comes to my mind. I would be luckier if I didn't have it at all. Very rare. So things don't look good any longer. Okay, he got a coup target, but he doesn't need one. I think I'm gonna bet on Panama once more. Or on Argentina. This is the reversed Allende. As far as I remember, my chances are 34.88%. This is more than one third. and I used the brisk wars at 1/3, so yes, this was exactly what I needed. A good call and a little bit of good luck in a good moment. Half of an hour gone on my opponent's clock. I somehow feel the Cold War atmosphere playing this game, because it's played slowly, it's quite balanced so far, and it's a ladder best of one match, so the loser says goodbye to the entire tournament he was competing in for several months, hoping to succeed. Influence rather than playing this for ops. Okay, now 5-year plan may be very good, fighting for Central America, avoiding Central America, but I guess Missile Envy is the card I play, depending on what he plays. Alliance for Progress is the obvious space race candidate. Shuttle diplomacy is very unclear. Had I won in the Pakistani war the previous turn, it would be an obvious card to play. But it's not any longer. There. Not a big deal actually. The 1 VP is the most irritating effect of this card. Central America is now worth 2. Compared to South America, this is acceptable. But other than that, the one in Israel can be handled by Suez Crisis, but I think this should make some better job. Flower power, so he may have another force, and Korean War gone, Arab-Israeli War invalid, Indo-Paki War gone, so Brush War is the only potential source of victory points now, and Iran-Iraq War later on, maybe Indo-Pakistani War later on. Okay, I won't make use of you now, so let's go. Could have gone better. No good targets for my 1-ups. That's quite painful. Let's try you here. Yeah, no. Maybe I shouldn't try so hard. But really, I don't have many better options for these 1-ups cards. Okay, let's do first things first. Alliance for Progress Space Race. Cultural Revolution. Perhaps an event? Nah. This would be a blunder. If I want to discard Central America scoring with 5-year plan, I mustn't play Cultural Revolution for an event. Okay, so South America's out of fight. Boo. This was an important space race roll and again. But cooing Uruguay is still worth the effort. And if he doesn't have South America, if he has it, he either scores it now or coups Colombia. If he doesn't, maybe it's worth triggering Central America scoring, losing these 2 victory points, but saving 5-year plan. Colombia Cone doesn't say anything about his how scoring in his hand. I really needed to recontrol it just to gain access to Panama. Okay, but South America literally can't get better than this for you. So if you have it, you score it now. Otherwise, I score Central America eventually. And save 5-year plan for South America scoring. The only remaining scoring in the deck. But before I do it, I'll try to knock you off Panama. Or maybe not. You will be in Mexico and be tempted to dominate Central America. Ouch. In this case, I am knocking you off, or at least attempting to do it. Only attempting to do it. And since it failed, I am gonna use my 5-year plan and hoping for either brush war or 5-year plan and South America scoring on turn 7. Uruguay is important because he dominates South America, controlling Uruguay, even if I break one of his countries. But I already got to the point where I need some game changer to win this one. It really doesn't look good. It looks like in an hour or so I'm gonna be knocked out of the tournament. Now I got Fidel. Better now than never, but still. Defectors are Oh, I see his headline, okay. Boo. Not the worst that could happen. Okay. Yep. East European unrest now is better than after triggering Romanian application. But this is the first thing to be done. Ouch! Seriously? Damn it. No real hope for saving this game now. My next few moves will be almost null moves or moves after which I will have to repair the damage they do. Like John Paul's gonna put one in Poland and maybe one in Israel. Yeah. Sadat. What's Sadat? Can you down yet? We had this one. Let's put one more here. Just to be able to play East European unrest for some realignments, for example in Nigeria. Speaking of Nigeria, he may even play Che with impunity now. Uruguay, Costa Rica, damn. Not good targets. He's controlling 2 regions, dominating 2 other, and winning on VPs. I feel I'm deadly lost. And this is all about the coup in Brazil now. Fortunately he failed this one. Damn it. Eliminating him from this place was important. Okay, DEFCON is my best chance now. So Kennedy is not a total disaster. So the voice stays. Usuri goes to space. And Kennedy is gonna earn me some ops. And my best hope is... oh, OPEC. I didn't see you so far. Let's hope he doesn't have it, but still. I have to do this. Fortunately, I succeeded in spacing. Muslims would be appreciated, brush war would be appreciated, his failed brush war would be appreciated. Realignment from Cuba. Okay, still a better attempt than mine here, but failed. Quagmire and OPEC, two cards I wouldn't like to see discarded. As I said about Che, but the good thing is I have no access to Brazil and Argentina, not that it helps much. And I'm really afraid he has OPEC, Quagmire. Otherwise I can't see the good reason for him to playing Che. Realigning as unsuccessfully as I am. So maybe Angola is a good choice. Actually, I don't have much to lose, and if he realigns Angola, he fails to meet his MILAPS requirement. Yeah, he had OPEC. So I theoretically can draw Middle East and OPEC and maybe War Games before the scoring goes even worse than it is. And maybe win some victory points by brush war, if regardless of who draws it. Maybe I even win Pakistan, so that shuttle diplomacy is no longer of a concern. Okay, so far I got junta. Completely not knowing what he got. Salt is always a good draw. I was thinking about Latin American death squads. To improve junta, but I think Brezhnev doctrine will make the same job even better. Maybe I'll go all in. Junta to Brazil, realigning Brazil, hoping for lucky rolls. And cooing Africa. I know it may look dubious, but I have to take some risk because it starts looking fatal. Damn it. Didn't work as expected. At least this worked. Brezhnev can't be really held because I have to hold the Voice of America. So maybe I can just trigger Brezhnev. Oh, he has grain sales, by the way. If I trigger Brezhnev, I'm gonna win some influence points or operation points or whatever. At the very first, I'll be able to space the Voice of America. If I play Salt, I may be able to avoid playing our main terrain and bird trap. Quagmire space release. Succeeded in this, so grabbing Quagmire may be a good decision next action round. Hidden coups, I play Quagmire and hope he doesn't get off, or at least that he has to use grain size to do it. The drawback is I'm no longer gonna see his hairline. Come on. APMs. Yeah, brush war, of course. Funnily enough, brush war doesn't have very meaningful targets and costs him. And funnily enough, again, he doesn't have very good targets to Kuno. I think he should have could, because if he fails now, he didn't. Okay, no more ifs. So we just hope he fails by recooing. I rolled quite nice. And salt is active, so maybe. In my case, salt is just compensated by Brezhnev. Excuse me for a moment. I'm back. Interestingly enough, he used brush war with active flower power to perform coup, which is a small moral victory on my side, but it's small and moral only. I have to bet on something. Africa, however, controls everything, so queuing is better bet then. Of course, my best bet now is either DEFCON or some lucky combo of scoring and war games. Bird trap will be spaceable, this will not. Liberation theology helps in a non-meaningful region. Decal. Red Scare. If he triggers Missile Envy, Red Scare would be killing if I don't play it. If I play it, I don't really have a good card to give him back to Missile Envy anyway. They're all awful. On the other hand, if he triggers Africa scoring, decolonization is the only way to save Africa. So, he triggered grain sales now. Plus Red Scare gives me nothing about DEFCON. He's still able to space We Will Bury You, still unable to space Ortiga or Langanhan. Besides, Ortiga is not a DEFCON suicide card for him. But this is not gonna change, so it may be useful to if he has South America scoring, I can't do anything about it anyway. So let's just pretend he doesn't and let's purge him. Why shouldn't we? I'm gonna lose one action round because Spell Trap and Tear Down this Wall can be spaced and UN intervened. I'm gonna delay playing UN intervention. Because I don't want him to know about it. Maybe not. After all. Okay, let's go for it. I really need something here. Damn it. He plays as if he was confused what's going on, but he's still in a superior position. Milap's done. Depression theology may wait because he doesn't play as if he had Central America scoring. Okay, that's a better attempt. Right. I really can't win it on time, I guess. Okay, the game looks really lost, but it's not to be given up because some chances still exist. Not that it was a chance, because yes, 6 in Egypt only looked nice. He may have 2 there with almost equal effect, except some marine barracks bombing effects. He could Guatemala, Haiti and Nicaragua as ops placement. Do the job. Realigning Mexico is always some downside risk despite +3 modifier. The bad thing is he has 2 moves in a row next action round. The good thing is he may not realize it. There ain't many more good things now. So I'm slowly saying goodbye to the OTSL tournament on its 2nd season. He's not discarding anything, and this doesn't really help much. If he has to go to Chili's, maybe. No maybes. Why his hand should be quite crippled if he had played it this way. Maybe he has Central America scoring, just didn't realize that he should have played it. In this case, he is surely gonna realize he has 2 action rounds in a row now. With that help of China card, he may play to Mexico, Panama and Nicaragua and force domination, giving him 2 points instead of giving me 5. But this was nice, because it gave me 2 extra victory points and it may be crucial regarding war games. The bad thing is that I need 7, because drawing with war games is losing by play deck. The only difference being it's a draw for ITSL rating, but ITSL rating is the least important factor now. So I just have to hope he doesn't draw any of the scorings in his favor. Not a big chance, because there are many, namely 3. Or that he's forced to lose by DEFCON. Another 2 victory points. Ooh! -1 because I'm not meeting the requirements of Asia scoring, Africa scoring, damn it. This gives me some hope for victory points. What's the Asian situation? Flipping 1. Ow, wow, 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 wow. I think this is the end. Good result, giving me hope to fight for Zaire. Flipping 1 in Asia. Or taking Taiwan should be enough to avoid his domination, but he's no DEFCON safe. Whew. And this is what really annoys me. He's not making use of this. So I probably should save Aldrich Ames for some better times. Be an event to boost terrorism. Or maybe I should use Eldritch Aims now and see what's happening there. Let's first fight here. It's 1, 2, Africa has another 3, so this is 2. It's gonna be tough. Very, very tough. The most precious event is Eldritch Aims, the second most precious is Iranian hostage crisis now. So Marine Barracks can be sacrificed for Ops, and Iron Lady... I'd like to space her. But I may lack some luxury of spacing her. Let's trigger this first. Yes, I'm risking in Central America, but not really that I can do much about it. Africa can't really get very much better than it is now. This is a small thing, but yeah, this is a thing. I feel Cuba's gonna be empty now. Maybe let's provoke him to give my Yuri and Samantha some impact. Okay, now do I need to boost terrorism? If I have Eldritch Aims, I should be able to cut his hand size enough, provided he draws Long Gunman. So the Iron Lady, an extremely important role, because 4 VPs at this stage of the game may be game changing literally. If I draw Middle East scoring or OPEC combined with Wargames, but not both. And succeeded. Whew. So now 2 more action rounds to play, and realigning Zaire doesn't look that bad. On the other hand, if it fails, he may easily dominate Africa and currently Africa costs me only 3. I think it's better to play Iranian hostage crisis for ops. Boosting terrorism has a huge downside risk now, and I don't need to discard 3 cards. From his hand 2 should be enough to win by DEFCON. If things go right. And with 3, the best I can do is to have the last play in the game. Okay, this is huge. Calculated once more. South America, Europe, Middle East. These scorings are left, and this may be very important. Of course, no use to play Aldrich Ames remix right now. But with this map, the final scoring may be even solvable, especially if I have the last play in the game. So Iranian hostage crisis for the event may be really worth playing. Decisions. And now Ortega suddenly became a DEFCON suicide card for him. I really think he shouldn't have gone to Cuba. What hurts me most now in my emotions is that defectors are not gone. Of course, I'm not discarding Aldrich Ames. And the last turn is my last chance to survive. Not really a good chance to survive. But Missile Envy to attack his hand should be good enough. After all, I need to risk, I need to know his hand. The bad thing is I can't really force him into DEFCON suicide unless he has both Long Gunman and Ortega. and doesn't headline Ortega. OPEC gives me 4. I desperately need to score South America cheaper than it is now. I have plethora of good events, but am I able to make use of them is another question. If not the South America scoring, this would be a nice hand. But the South America is so annoying. Of course, Comecon to Peru and Bolivia. Makes it costing only 4 victory points instead of 8. Still costly. Socialist and de Gaulle could make some good things in Europe, but I doubt it. I mean, missile envy is my best practical chance, followed by cooing something with South African unrest, I guess, perhaps Argentina. And then, when DEFCON is at 2, attacking his hand with Aldrich Ames remix. Maybe Comecon is better than South African unrest to coup, because I have to keep one card anyway. And South African unrest is the worst of my cards. He had headlined Ortega. And I took the downside risk of losing to a DEFCON suicide now. Because I really don't have better options. If you have, we will bury you. Goodbye. The good thing is, if you don't, I can play Aldrich Ames remix right now. Or I can trigger the goal, knowing that he can't repair it. Score Europe at 0 and then solve other problems. Keep playing. Okay, I will save Europe at least. He's leading on VPs and he's leading on the map. It's gonna be close actually. But close in his favor, I'm afraid. So in advance, thank you for watching all my OTSL games this season. I'm still thinking whether to compete the next season or not. See you sometime under some better circumstances, hopefully. And well, remember about your loved ones, especially when COVID is active. Yes, you have 2 DEFCON suicides, but you are gonna be able to discard one of them. Containment, Long Gunman, Regan and Summit. Containment, Long Gunman, Regan, Summit. Actually, it was a huge mistake of him not to give me "We will bury you." He would have won on the spot. It was a blunder he made. Okay, South America is now quite free to play. He's winning anyway. I don't even have time to perform coup, save military operations. But he doesn't play good, and he didn't play this game good. So, I'm not complaining. That's the game. You sometimes lose even if your opponent plays badly, but I just don't feel he had made a good call. So containment and the China card are gonna be his place, and he's not gonna commit DEFCON suicide. I guess so. Anyway, he won, so he deserved winning this game. and I wish him the best luck in the remaining part of the OTSL. And see you next time, hopefully in the ITSL main playoffs, but if I fail to advance there, I'm still in the silver playoffs, and I promise you I will do my best there, because you, the viewers of my channel, are worth it. Thank you for watching and see you next time.